So friends, today we are going to talk about setting up a Cloudera cluster on Azure. So for that, what I'll do is I'll create two node cluster on Azure. So for that we need to create a virtual network. What I'll do is I'll create a virtual network. I'll create a virtual network in Azure. Then I'll set up two Centos virtual machine on that virtual network. Then I'll show you how to prepare your virtual machine for Cloudera installation. Then I'll install Cloudera manager in one machine, and that we called as a master machine, and then we'll install the other component on the second machine, which we call as a slave machine or node machine. Then we'll see how cluster looks like. So for that I'm going to start with the first thing: create your virtual network on Azure. So for that we need to log in on our Azure account. So here is my Azure account. I'll go to the network. If you scroll down the menu, you will see that there is a network. We go on the network, then you create a virtual network here. So for that you need to click on new, select virtual network, click on quick create, name your virtual network whatever you want to give. Right now I am giving the net Cloudera. Select the address space. I am giving 192.168 IP. Location, you can select location. So I am selecting Central India. And DNS servers, it's an optional thing. You can create your own DNS servers, that we'll talk about later. Click create virtual network. It will create you a virtual network for Azure. So it will take around 5 to 10 minutes to create the virtual network. So it's got created. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to configure it to the point to site. Why I'm doing this? Because I want to connect with this virtual machine from my machine which I am working from home. It's my home laptop. So I'll create a VPN client, and then I'll connect that Azure network, virtual network, from my home PC. So for that you need to configure point to site. Click on configure point to site, checkbox. Okay, now gateway is there. Save. So this will take around 15 minutes to create your gateway. So meanwhile I'm going to pause the video and will come again when this is done. Okay, that is done. So our gateway is created. Now what we need is certificate. We need to create our certificates, a root certificate to upload to the Azure, and then the client certificate, you can distribute those client certificate from and install it on the client machine from where you want to connect it to the virtual network. So for that I'm going to create a self-signed root certificate, and then we'll upload that certificate to the Azure. So before that, we come to the dashboard, and here we see that although we configured that point to site, but our gateway is not created. If you see that here it's saying your gateway is not created, so click on the create gateway. It will create the gateway. So meanwhile our gateway is getting created. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create self-signed certificate, a root certificate, then I'll create a client certificate. Root certificate will upload to the Azure, and the self-signed the client certificate will distribute to the clients from where you want to connect to that VPN. So here is the command which you need to give. There is a make cert exe which comes with the Visual Studio or Windows SDK. So you need a Windows SDK to create that. Don't worry, I'll give that command in the description. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a root certificate with Mise root cert as a name. So this is the command. When you click on that, it will create a command in a directory. So that root command is created. Now we want to create a client certificate. So for this, the client also there is a command. The same make cert exe will create the client certificate also. So paste it, and this is done. So apart from creating this command and placing it to that directory, my client certificate is installed in a location which is current user personal certificates. So how we are going to get that? So we use a command called set manager msc. Will run that, and we'll go locate that client certificate which is in my personal certificates. Here I have to search for Mise client certificate. So this is our certificate. Now we need to export it. Okay. If you want to distribute it some other system, we need to export it. Then export it like this. Next. Do not export the private key. We want to export the private key. So next select default. You can give a password also. So give a password. Next, select the location. and give that some name. Save. Yep. And finish. Export was successful. Now if you go and see there, you will get a client certificate here. And if you double click it, it will ask for installation. So click next, browse. Now when you are installing the certificate, you need a password what you have given there, because this certificate is already installed on my PC, so I don't need to install this certificate again. But if you are want to connect the same virtual network from some other machine, then you need to install this. So I am cancelling it, and let's see our Azure gateway is created or not created. So this work is still going on. Azure is creating a gateway for your virtual networks, and it takes about 15 minutes, so I'll pause the video and come back again. So our gateway is still getting created. So what we are going to do is we are going to create our virtual machines in the same network, because the network is already created. So we'll go back, and in virtual machine we'll say new. Virtual machine, click create. If you want to give a DNS name, you can give a DNS name. Select from gallery. We are going to create Centos based machine, so click on Centos. I am creating OpenLogic 6.8. Select this one. Next, give virtual machine a name. So I am going to give the name here is Cloudera master demo. Okay, so let's give select the size of your virtual machine. So for that I'm selecting 4K 4 and 14 GB memory. You can use SSH also for the authentication, but I am going to give a password here. Confirm password. Select that virtual network. Rest you can leave. It will open the TCP port 22 for SSH to connect. Now next, and do click complete. So actually we need to create another machine. So we are going to create another machine. New, the same virtual machine from the gallery. We are going to create Centos based machine. So Centos based machine, click on select the operating system version number. Next, give machine name. Say, select the size of your machine. Provide password. Select the virtual network, unit Cloudera. Next. Okay. So now our machine are getting created. Cloudera master and Cloudera slave. And let's check out our gateway, network gateway. So that gateway is still running. So all the three tasks are still running. Our creation of our gateway and our both of the machines. So I'll pause again the video as our machines are ready. So these two machines are Cloudera master and Cloudera slave. And go to the dashboard. Here you can see this is the public IP of the machine and this is the internal IP. So when we are going to connect with our virtual network, then we will use the internal IP. And if you want to connect to the public IP, you don't need your VPN. Our gateway is also created. Okay. So we will go and upload the certificate. Select the network. Dashboard. So it's saying that the root certificate has not been uploaded. And this virtual network is showing that there are two machines created under this network and the IP address are 192.168.0.4 and 0.5. 192 and 1.168 is the IP range we have selected there when we created the virtual network unit Cloudera. So now we are going to upload certificate. We have already created our certificate. So upload the root certificate. Upload the file. We have Azure certificate. This is the root certificate. We need to upload the root certificate, not the client. Okay. So the root certificate is getting uploaded. Now it's uploaded. Look at the dashboard. It's saying everything is looking good. Now you have to download the VPN client. You can download the 64-bit client VPN package or download the 32-bit client VPN package. So based on your client machine, you can select which package you need to download. And to be sure, let's check your let's check the PC. Here, go to the properties. So it's saying Windows 8 Enterprise and 32-bit operating system. So we need 32-bit VPN client. So we are going to download this one. download the VPN client package. This VPN package is downloaded. Yeah, double click on that. Go to the more info. Zoom in video. Yes. Do you wish to install a VPN client for Cloudera? Yes. And it will install the VPN client to your PC. Okay. Now our VPN client is installed. Check that. Here we will see that we have Cloudera. Click connect. Will authenticate you by the client certificate. Once you are connected, it will show vm Cloudera connected. Now you can connect your virtual machine with these internal IPs. So now our virtual network is ready. Both of our virtual machines are ready here. So now the time to connect to the machines. So for that, select the master machine, take the internal IP, and for that to connect to the machine you need putty. So I have already installed putty. If you don't have, you can Google it for putty and download the putty. One more thing, because we are going to work with multiple machines here, so it's good to download the multi-tab putty. So Google download multi-tab putty, select this one, this link, download that and put installation package or the zip file, no installation package. So I already have downloaded and installed it. It looks like this. Here we need to add server. So this is server name. Our machine is a Cloudera master. You can give any name here, but just a display name for the machine. Port 22 is open for SSH. Logon setting, username. We have created Azure user. Password, you can give password here, or else it will ask when you connect. Okay. Click OK. Click another one. It's a Cloudera. Same SSH 422 Azure. Double click on Cloudera master. Okay, we haven't given that some properties. The server name is, in the server name you need to give the IP. So our IP is 192.168.0.4. Display name you can give Cloudera master. So we need to give the password here, and you are logged into your virtual machine. Same with the slave machine. With the password. So the first thing we are going to do here is to change to get the root access. So we are going to change the password of root to both of our machine we have created, Cloudera master and Cloudera slave. So for that we need to give command, and that command is sudo passwd, sudo iptables, and we want to execute this script on both of the machine. So we select both of the machine and send the script. Okay, so the command is executed. So we need to give the password for the Azure user first. Now you have to give the password for root. Reconfirm it, and your root password is changed. Same with here with the slave machine. Okay. Now we are going to log in as a root. So we need to give the password command true. Send the script. We need to give the password you just created. Now you are logged in as a root of the machine. Now the second step is you need to update the host file. If you see right now, the host file looks like this. Now you want to change this host file. So we are going to give command here okay, come down. So our IP name, this IP belongs to Cloudera master. And this one belongs to Cloudera. This we need to do on both the files so that both the machine will know the internal IP of each other, so they can communicate to each other. Once you are done with everything, click Ctrl X, and you want to save the modified values, press Y and click enter. Same here, Ctrl X, Y and enter. Now our host file is changed. So let's check the host name of the machine. The host name is Cloudera slave, and what is the full host name is also Cloudera. Check here. Cloudera. Now we need to disable the SeLinux. It's a Linux security tool, so that we need to disable. We assign the host name, disable the SeLinux. We need to edit that /etc is sysconfig SeLinux. Nano /etc/sysconfig /SeLinux. Execute on both of the machines. Here the SeLinux is a enforcing. Now you need to change this to disable. Disable. Ctrl X to save. Same here. So we have changed the root password, we have updated the host file, we have disabled the SeLinux. But SeLinux, if you check the SE status, it's enabled and current mode is a enforcing. So for actually disabling that SeLinux, you need to restart the machine. But before that, we'll go ahead and disable the firewall also. So for disabling firewall, you need to give let's first restart the machines. Give the command. the machine are getting distorted. Meanwhile, you can change the properties again. Instead of connecting to Azure user, now we will connect Azure user. You can give password here also, so that we don't need to type password again and again. Now let's check our machine are restarted or not. Okay, our machine is restarted. So let's check the SS status now. Disabled. But here we are logged as a Azure user. Now we need to disable the firewall. So I'll check the status of the firewall first. Firewall is not running. Here also firewall is not running. So you don't need to disable the firewall. It's already disabled. One more thing which Cloudera recommend is the vm.swappiness. So you can set it to the 0 or 1. 0. To set the vm.swappiness to 0 in this case. Okay, we need to enter. So vm.swappiness is set to 0. Now we are ready to install our Cloudera manager into the master. So for that you need to install. You need to download the Cloudera manager installer on the master machines. Please select the master machine. Download that. Okay, not found. So we need to check the Cloudera manager URL. Let me pause that. So we have corrected the URL wget and the URL. Download this installer. Now you have to give the permission to execute this installer. So for that you need to give a command chmod +x, giving the execute permission. Now we need to install this Cloudera manager install. Yes. So click on next, accept this license, yes, next, accept the license, yes, and it will install the Cloudera manager on your master node. So right now it is installing JDK. So our Cloudera manager is installed. Now it says point your web browser to http://192.168.0.4:7180. So that 7180 port is actually the Cloudera manager port, web UI port. So click on OK. Installation was successful. OK. Now we have to open the browser. Okay. Now http://192.168.0.4:7180. Let's see. So it will open the Cloudera manager page. The default page will ask for your username and password. The default is admin login. So it will say welcome to the Cloudera manager, and then end user license, terms and condition. You have to go through this license here. Continue, and then you need to accept the license. Then continue. If you have a enterprise license, you can select the enterprise license and upload the file here. And if not, you can select a 60-day trial license. And Cloudera Express is free. So if you select Cloudera Express, it will always be free, but for Cloudera Enterprise Data Hub Edition, you need to buy the license. Else, after 60 days, it will convert it to the Cloudera Express. Okay, continue. The installer will install Cloudera Enterprise Data Hub trial. Version is a 5.9.1 and enable you to later choose package and services, whatever package you want to install and the services you want to install, you can choose it after that. Continue. Now you can search the host name by giving the IP pattern. In our case, we have only two machines, so 192.168.0.4 and 5. We have only two machines. Search. We got our both of the machine, Cloudera master and Cloudera slave. IP addresses, everything is okay. Click on continue. To use the parcel recommended, select the CDH version, the latest one. Additional parcel, if you want to install Accumulo, it's again a database. If you want to install the Kafka also, then you can select the Kafka. You can install Kafka after installing the Cloudera also, so it's okay. If you want to connector of NetData or Teradata, you can select that. If not, no need. Click on continue. So JDK installation, again select this, install JDK. One more thing is install Java unlimited strength encryption policy type. So sometimes for the security, later on you need that for Cloudera Navigator and other things, Sentry, for the security purpose. So it's just a Java unlimited strength encryption policy files, 2 or 3 files. You just click the checkbox and continue. Okay, enable single user mode, no. Click here. So we are going to install Cloudera as a root user. So root is selected here. If you want, you can select another user. This is the tricky thing, like all hosts accept the same password or the same private key, so that because Cloudera is going to install on each of the machine, the packages on each of the machines, so the password should be same for every machine. So give the password of root, confirm. That's it. Click on continue. Installation started. So cluster installation successful. Continue. Now Cloudera is downloading the parcel on both of the machines. So it will download the parcel, then it will distribute those parcel to all the nodes. Then it will unpack those downloaded distributed parcel on every machine, and then it will activate those parcels. Parcel are downloaded 100%, distributed, and after distribution the parcel will be unpacked, and then the parcel will be activated on each of the machines. So the parcel are downloaded, distributed, unpacked and activated. Now click continue. So inspector will inspect the correctness. If there is any warning, it will show you that there is a warning. You can take the corrective measures. So these are the parcels. Click on finish. Now your cluster installation is done. Your parcel Cloudera manager parcels are downloaded, distributed and activated. Now you have to set up a cluster. What it means is what services you need in your cluster, like core Hadoop, SDFS, YARN, Zookeeper, OZ, Hive and View, or with HBase you need the HBase also, Impala, Search, Spark, all services, or you can go with a custom services also. So let's go to the custom services and select HBase, SDFS, Hive, View, leave Impala, we don't need Impala, leave Kafka for now, MapReduce will take the YARN, OZ, take the OZ, Spark, Scoop and YARN and Zookeeper. Count it. So now you have to check the roles assigned. So like HBase master will on Cloudera master, and the region server will one region server, which is your slave machine, is a region server. Okay. Same with the name node, Cloudera master. Secondary name node will be Cloudera master. Sorry. So leave those settings as you are just creating a demo cluster. But if you are creating a development cluster or testing cluster, select role carefully, distribute them with the available nodes. For now I am okay. I'll click continue. Again, for the demo purpose you can use the immediate database, else you can use the custom database also. You can install the MySQL database and then use that. For now I am okay with the use immediate database. Test connection. Everything is okay. Continue. So you can review the changes, like SDFS root directory will be for HBase, it will be /HBase. Enable replication, indexing, SDFS block size, what will be the block size of SDFS? Default is a 128 MB. Okay. For the demo purpose I am okay with that, but because I am going to restart the machine and that /mnt resources disk will lose the data if you restart the machines. So instead of that you need a disk drive attached to your machines. So for now what I am going to do is I am just changing that mnt to the root folder. You can change this location, like the name node directory and data directory, to the attached disk, whatever disk you have attached. to your virtual machine. For rest, I am okay with that. Click on continue. And it will set up your cluster. So that first run, so first step is done. Now deploying client configuration, then Cloudera management services and zookeeper, then start HBase, SDFS, HBase, then yard, and so on. So zookeeper is started, SDFS is started. Now HBase is getting started. So everything is started, everything is green, looks good. Click on continue. Congratulations, the services are installed, configured and running on your cluster. Okay, so we do have a health issue. And rest the cluster is green, and the issue is under replicated block. So this is expected because the default replication is 3 and we have only one node as a slave where we have our data node. So our replication factor is only 1, so that is expected. But if we have a 4 or 5 node cluster, then this health issue will not come. So that's it for today. So we have seen like how to create virtual network, creating gateway for the virtual network, creating self-signed certificates, downloading that virtual network package and connecting it through from the client. Then we have created Centos machine on Azure, and then we have prepared those machines to install Cloudera, like disabling the firewall, disabling the SeLinux, creating the host file. Then we have installed Cloudera Manager, and after installing Cloudera Manager we have installed parcel and our cluster. So that's it for today, and we'll come again and we'll walk through those components like HBase, SDFS, how to fine tune them, how to do troubleshooting if any issues comes up. But for today, that's it. Thank you. Please like and share. So this is my first video on Azure series. In this video we will walk through that how to create a Azure VM. So creating a Azure VM. So for that I'll launch Chrome, where I'll open that manage.azure.com. You need a Azure account to sign up. If you already have, you can sign into that account. Like I have one, and I am going to sign in to that account. And as I was already logged in, so it is taking to my management page. Now you can see in the left hand side there are a lot of options which you can go through. And for today's session, I'll just walk through how to create a Azure virtual machine and log into that. So we'll go to the Azure virtual machines. Here there is one machine which is already running. I'll create a new Azure VM. So for that I'll click on the new. I'll choose a template from the gallery. You can choose any of the template like Windows Server, SharePoint, SQL Server. You can also choose Ubuntu machines if you want a Linux flavor, or Centos based machines, or if you have any image you can take that also. So I'll create one Microsoft operating system. Let's choose to this okay, let's choose a Windows 10 Enterprise machine. So I selected that template. This will create a Windows virtual machine with the Windows 10 Enterprise edition. Next, you need to give a name to the virtual machine. So I'll give a Azure demo. You can select that what is size, like how many cores you want, and how many GB memories you want. Username you can give Azure user. Password now. So that Azure demo is already taken. So I'll give a cloud service name to something else, Azure demo 1. Okay, and rest it is saying you can select the network also, like if you have created any local virtual network, then like that super booster you can create your own virtual network, which I'll walk through later on other videos. Right now I am taking it as a Central US. It will be the region and where this virtual machine will be hosted. And by default that TCP and PowerShell ports are open. For any other port you need to go and manually open those ports. So I'll click on next, and that's it. So my Azure demo virtual machine is going to create within a few minutes. So it will take around 1.5 minutes or something. So I'll pause the video and I'll come back when this machine is ready. So now as our machine is ready and it's in the running status, the status is running, so we can now connect to this machine. And for that I clicked on the connect, and RDP file is downloaded. I'm opening that file. So it is asking me to connect. We need to give the username what we have provided when we created the virtual machine. So username is Azure user and the password. Okay, now it's connecting to the virtual machine which we have just created. So as you see, we are logged into the machine, and the host name is Azure demo, memory is this much. You got a public IP also, and there is an internal IP also, and the OS version is a Windows 10 enterprise version. Username is a Azure user. So you got a machine, you can do anything you want here. You got 2 drives here, and that is a temporary storage. So be aware when you use that temporary storage, that storage can be lost after restart. So you'll see a warning file here, like any data stored in this drive is subject to loss and there is no way to recover it. Please do not use this disk for storing any personal or application data. So whenever you restart the machine, this temporary storage might be gone. So if you need anything, you can put it on the C drive. That C drive will be persisted. And if you want some additional storage, you can add additional storage also in that virtual machines. That we will talk later. So for now, this is it. I'm closing this VM session, and now you can either shut down the machine, or you can attach more disk. If you want some extra space, you can attach a disk. You can give what size you want, 100 GB or 1000 GB, and you can attach a disk also to that particular machine. It will create a storage account and store your disk to that storage account. Now I am going to stop this machine and I'm going to shut down it. So this is a best practice, like whenever you create a virtual machine on Azure, because the pricing is per hour basis. So if you don't need that machine, you should shut it down. So when you shut down that machine, you don't need to delete that machine, but it is important to shut down the machine. And when you shut down the machine, you don't Azure will not cost you anything. So I think we are done here, and we'll meet soon again with the new tutorials, like creating web apps or mobile services and cloud services. So for now,